Hi and welcome back. This is kind of an impromptu episode. My lighting's very bad because when I turned the light on, the nan light, I didn't think it looked right, so I started messing with knobs and I messed it up worse. My husband's gonna see this and be like, ugh, so hopefully he can fix that for me. It's very harsh on my skin that does not have makeup on, so you get to see like every shadow and every single like transparency of it. So that's like, ugh, that's so, I don't like it. I'm not a fan. So let's see. What are we going to do here? Right. Sorry. Like I said, it's impromptu. I'm going to talk about the James O'Keefe thing probably, if I have time. And I'm going to talk about the train derailment in Palestine, Ohio. So in Ohio, we've got a train that derailed full of toxic chemicals, over a week ago now? 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago now? Biden isn't really saying anything about it other than, hey, chemicals are gone. Y'all are safe. Go back home. I just opened Twitter. Here's a video. Whoa. Okay. Here's a video from Fox News about it. Pelosi? Wow. Words. Post Millennial shared. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine has asked if Pete Buttigieg is involved to the extent he should be following the train derailment in East Palestine. I've not seen him at all, and I did not get a call from the president. That's interesting, so let's play that and check that out real quick. There we go.
I get it. I understand their concerns, but all we can do is give the best information.
So, questions about the federal government. Senator Vance pushed back a little bit on that on this show, and you said, no, we've had a great response from the Biden administration to this problem. He's asking, where's Pete Buttigieg? Do you wonder why he hasn't been there, looked at what's going on? Is he looking at the testing that's going on? Is he looking at the damage to that one car? Why did this happen? Why so many derailments lately? Is he involved to the extent that he should be in this, Governor?
Well, look, I've not seen him at all. I did get a call from the president. The president said, I'll send you whatever you need. I said, look, Mr. President, your EPA has been in here from the word go. They've been working with the Ohio EPA. They've been working very closely. When we did the modeling, when that plume was going to go up, we knew it was going to go up. The modeling was really done to a great extent by the U.S. military.
So it sounds like the government's kind of trying to stay kind of uninvolved. So he did get a call from the president, he said. Apparently there was a movie in 2022 called White Noise about a train crash in Ohio and a chemical explosion forcing people to evacuate. So some people are like, this is weird. On this little thing, that's an image of the train crash. Another image of the train crash. I literally just opened Twitter and typed in Ohio train crash just because there's so much stuff on it that I'm kind of like, all right, let's just see what's on Twitter and we'll talk about it. The climate cult ignoring the Ohio train derailment shows you they only care about money and power, and they really don't give a blank about planet Earth, Cat Turd says, and that's very true. Look at that little plume of smoke there. Like, that's insane. Ooh, is this true? Nope, it's not. Just I saw the joke. Yeah, Biden hasn't visited. So there's a very good point that they made the other night on Timcast IRL about that, and I'm going to play just a quick piece of it.
If it's safe, why isn't Biden visiting? Why isn't Kamala visiting? Right? Every time we have a natural disaster, one of these two people walk through.
The fact that there's no significant reaction from the government blows my mind.
So, I mean, seriously, what do we have? We've got famous pictures of 9/11 with like George Bush standing with a megaphone among the rubble, boosting morale. We're going to get through this as a nation. We're going to like clean this up. We're going to save people. Where is that? They're saying that this is the greatest man-made disaster that's happened on U.S. soil. And we don't have any politicians going there to be like, we're Americans. We've got this. I think all really that I almost said Barack O'Biden. All that's really happened is they've been like, well, it's safe, go back, there's not dust in the air, animals aren't dying left and right, you're fine, that's not a dead fish in the river. And it's like, people are reporting feeling sick, people are reporting having like stomach problems, there's all kinds of stuff from like breathing it in. And who's to say that it's safe to breathe in? Certainly not Biden, who won't even go there, right? 9/11, they told them it was safe, and now we have first responders and firefighters dying of cancers and things from having worked on the plane crash site. I'm gonna hit X on that because we looked at that. And then, so Ohio train was a thing, right? That all happened. Look at that. There's some aerial shots too above Ohio as well, where you can really see, it looks like a big storm. DC Drano tweeted, not a single story on CNN's homepage, not a mention on Drudge. Journalists are getting arrested for investigating the Ohio train explosion, and animals are dropping dead miles away. What the H is going on in Ohio? Why is the media not talking about it? This was February 13th. This was a couple days ago. Yeah, people are saying, oh, I got home and my chickens were dead. Oh, my dog died. Like, there's all kinds of weird stuff going on with it. They only evacuated within a mile radius of the explosion, crash, and controlled burn. They tried to burn off the chemicals. That was their solution, was, oh, well, we'll burn them off so that there's not a bigger explosion. But in burning off the chemicals, they release them into the air. So people are breathing it in. It's not a good environment to be in right now. And a journalist did get arrested. He was live reporting on it, but he was like live reporting during a press conference or like an announcement from like the mayor or the governor. So they were like, oh, you're being too loud, and they arrested him, which is weird. It's not a good look, because a lot of people are like, journalists got arrested while covering it. And technically that's true. I just don't know in the context that people are shouting about it. But it's not a good look for that situation, for sure. So yeah, you've got all that. Only evacuated people in a 1 mile radius of the Ohio train crash site. The toxic acid rain cloud is a 200-mile radius that we know of. Now you know why the media won't talk about disaster. Like, I don't know how much is true and how much isn't true. There's an image of it. Whoa. And it grows. Like, it doesn't just stay one size. The entire Ohio River basin is contaminated. So people are concerned about their drinking water, understandably. I mean, think about that. Look at that. Can you imagine that? Living there? I want to say like West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, North or South Carolina, they're affected by this. I'm not going to play the sound on this video because I've seen this video before, and I don't want YouTube to take me down for like having swear words shouted. You probably will see, like, you'll probably see the caption of it. But anyway, massive, I will read it, I guess, the parts that are important. Massive train derailed Friday, 20 of them carrying hazardous materials. So boom, there's some explosive stuff. There's the derailment. Evacuation orders in place for anyone within a mile radius of the crash site. Some guys saying, you know, these aren't storm clouds, that's the smoke. He's using language that I'm not going to repeat and get in trouble. Yeah, he's saying those aren't storm clouds. That's the smoke from the thing. That's a view from an airplane. That's the reporter that got arrested while covering it because he was too loud or whatever. Dead fish in the water. Fumes, deadly fumes in the air. They're saying it's like Chernobyl. Ew, that's really not good. They say they smell chlorine, complain about eyes watering when they go outside. Oh, wow. They're talking about, you know, their pets, and like there was a woman that, you know, said her chickens were dead. They're saying all air quality is now fine. And people are like, no, the air quality is not fine. We can tell. We're here. We live here. We know what it's like here. So the government's saying it's fine. The residents are saying it is not fine. So there was that. There was another derailment in either North or South Carolina. I don't remember which one. And then, right, yesterday, which could be a total coincidence, there was this. A tractor trailer truck derailed, right? Derailed. Went off the road. There was a crash. Whatever you want to call it. Also carrying toxic crap and released that into the air. So, in Tucson, Arizona, Tucson, however you say it, residents were told to shelter in place. Breaking, Tucson hazmat team on scene of a toxic crash on I-10 in Arizona. Emergency shelter in place issued to residents. So yeah, there's that, which could be a coincidence, right? It could all be coincidental. It could be nothing at all. But I tweeted, remember, the government will always lie to us before they tell us the truth about the level of the safety of something like the Ohio train panic to prevent a mass panic and hysteria. Keep this in mind in the days going forward. For example, remember during COVID when they genuinely believed masks helped and that it was dangerous without them, but told us we didn't need them? Why? Well, Fauci admitted that they lied because they didn't want the average Joe to buy up all the masks before the hospitals. The government will always lie to you in the end. And the reason I say that is because, like I said, 9/11, oh, hey, the air quality's fine. Go do your jobs. Go clean up the rubble. Go find survivors. And now we have first responders, cops, and firemen who are dying of cancer from breathing in the dust, toxic chemicals, and crap that they breathed in those days after the 9/11 terrorist attack. Do you think if they told them right then and there, hey, you guys are going to breathe these fumes in? I mean, they might have been willing to still go in there and stuff, but there would have been a lot more panic about the air quality surrounding the area right after 9/11 if they had told the truth. Something like this. If you tell a whole town, hey, your drinking water is unsafe, do not drink it, get out of here, do not breathe, put on a hazmat suit, what do you think's going to happen? They're going to panic. They're going to freak out, understandably. So I guess I understand in a way why they're playing it down and saying, hey, you're safe, don't do anything, chill out, you are perfectly fine, you can go home now, do whatever you need to do. Doesn't mean it's right. If you're lying to people to keep a panic from happening, right? Where the heck did that go? I lost my mouse again. Anyway, like I said, this is impromptu, so I feel like I'm like doing a terrible job today. But yeah. So that could all be coincidence, but it's so weird because we've had like the Chinese spy balloon, multiple UFOs in the sky. I don't think it's aliens, but we've had all kinds of weird stuff going on. Who's to say this isn't sabotage or some kind of attack? Who's to say that it's not just coincidental that there's been multiple chemical spills and chemicals leaching into the air and contaminating things and hurting people? Dave Smith tweeted, go to it. The same people who have been obsessed with health and the environment don't find it particularly concerning when a mushroom cloud of toxic chemicals are poisoning your air and water. You can't make this blank up. He is not wrong. 100% right. Yeah, basically. Where's Greta Thunberg? Where's all of those weirdos? So I'm going to X off that and I'm going to go to the Project Veritas statement. I'm doing that last because it's not actually that interesting. It's just like more quiet nonsense regarding the James O'Keefe stuff. They issued a statement like it was 3 hours ago now. That's why I jumped on, as I happened to see it while scrolling through Twitter and I found it kind of interesting. So I just was like, okay, we'll do a video. I don't look that great today and we're not prepared at all, but why not? So Project Veritas, I just went to their Twitter. Let me find that mouse again. I'm switching between monitors, so just bear with me. Here we go. So Project Veritas put up this statement saying, at Project Veritas, we believe in radical transparency coupled with respect, empathy, and honesty. A few weeks ago, a number of our staff members provided leadership with some verbal feedback describing real management concerns regarding the treatment of people and our internal process. Right? They were accusing James O'Keefe of like being abusive to his employees or like stealing food from people. I don't know, just stuff. This prompted the board to solicit feedback from additional staff members, and that internal letter was leaked. So I'm assuming that's the 11-page letter that was referenced. The narrative that is being portrayed by referencing this letter is patently false. James has not been removed from Project Veritas. Nowhere in that letter was there ever a suggestion to remove James from the organization. Also, there were more than 16 employees that provided feedback. The letter was not the only feedback collected. James is the hardest working person I have ever met. Those who know him well know that he will not take time off unless forced to. That's interesting wording to choose to use when they're saying that, like, oh, you forced him to go on unpaid leave or whatever it was. So it's weird that he used that wording. The Project Veritas Board of Directors is made up of seasoned and active members of their communities with many years serving on other 501c3 boards. They do not get paid by Project Veritas. They're multi-year donors. They all love James. They're volunteers handpicked by James. As a 501c3 nonprofit entity, the board takes their responsibilities seriously. I am not on the board of directors. As an executive director, I am an officer for the organization. My role is to manage our team and help create better processes and procedures to help address the concerns of our team, our board, and James O'Keefe. While I do understand the timing of the situation alongside the biggest story in our organization's history is confusing and very easy to come up with conspiracy theories, I assure you, we are all still in no way and will never be brought to you by Pfizer. Nor do we have any political preferences for any candidates running for office. I have always been and remain committed to working with James and the Project Veritas team, who I am so proud to be a part of, to continue our mission to expose corruption and deliver truth to the American people without fear or favor. And Veritas, Daniel R. Strack, executive director, and then you mentioned the other people involved. So it's weird that he said, you're all conspiracy theorists, basically. Like, oh, you're coming up with conspiracy theories about us, when that's their thing, is like conspiracy theories and exposing them as true, right? It's just very odd. I don't know. So they posted that, and then they posted a retweet from Robert F. Kennedy Jr. in the Santa Monica wilderness with Project Veritas, James O'Keefe relaxing after his triumphant cage fight with Pfizer executives. And Project Veritas tweeted, as like they retweeted it and said, "Of course, James O'Keefe is alive and well. Why wouldn't he be? We're sure many of you can agree there's nothing better than enjoying a well-deserved vacation." Oh, I can't. Okay, there we go. And that's James O'Keefe and all that, blah, blah, blah. It just seems weird. People in the comments are not buying it. I was reading through earlier, and a lot of them are like, I unfollowed I unfollowed Project Veritas. Everyone's like, epic, that's awesome. Some people, a lot of people are saying, I unfollowed Project Veritas. Cut the crap. Getting queasy from all the spinning. Won't trust a thing you say until James is back. I don't know. People aren't buying it, and it was kind of fluff. Vacation. It was kind of fluff with no real confirmation. Like, James O'Keefe has not tweeted since February 4th. He has not replied to tweets that I can see here since February 4th. So it could be nothing. That could be totally true. Until James O'Keefe himself tweets something, says something, or makes a statement, I'm skeptical about it. I think just like everybody else is. Yeah, until he says something, it's very odd, and I don't really understand what's going on. So that's something that I'll keep an eye on as well. Yeah, that was probably a really crappy episode. It was quick. I'm not doing a long video today. I don't have a lot of time. And like I said, this was totally impromptu and unplanned. Thank you for sticking with me if you did. If you didn't, you're not seeing this, so I don't know. I'm thanking you. You can find me, fearmeitsbre, on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. But if you're watching this video, you already found me on YouTube, so that's irrelevant. Fearmeitsbre podcast and blog Substack. Sometimes I have audio only episodes that are on Substack if I don't have the time or wherewithal to set everything up and I just want to quickly get out some audio. I didn't say this last time, but if you don't totally hate this, if you could like and share the video, that would be fantastic. Help get it out there a little bit more. Sorry it was very impromptu today. Like I said, I just wanted to get something out there because those couple of things were very interesting. I'm not sure when I will be back. Right now it's kind of a as I can do this basis. So I will be back eventually, and until then I will see